Hello, Hot Rods fans. I'm Hank First, broadcaster for your Bowling Green Hot Rods. A lot going on at Bowling Green Ballpark this week. We'll update you, and the weather might be a little chilly outside, but we're a lot closer to Citizens First opening night than one might think, and we welcome you into another preseason edition of the Tune-Up. Well, we decided to switch things up a little bit this week since we are getting closer to baseball season and talk a little bit about some of the happenings around the Rays system, give you a little baseball chatter here in late January, some baseball chatter that you might not get again until pitchers and catchers report down to spring training in the coming weeks. And so we thought we'd update you on kind of where the Hot Rods roster stands for 2013 and some other baseball-related items surrounding the Tampa Bay Rays system. As you remember, all the way back in August, the Hot Rods and the Tampa Bay Rays extended their player development contract for 2 more seasons. So the Hot Rods and the Rays, a very happy relationship, will be continued through the end of the 2014 baseball season and hopefully beyond from there. As you know, Hot Rods fans, and of course Hot Rods fans turn into Tampa Bay Rays fans, this system is always loaded with talent, loaded with prospects, and that was certainly the case last year, where at one point on the roster, the Hot Rods had 5 first-round or supplemental first-round picks, and at one point, all 3 outfielders, Josh Soleil, Drew Vedelson, and Kes Carter, were all first-round picks for Bowling Green, and so certainly an exciting year last year with a very, very talented roster leading the Hot Rods to their 2nd straight playoff appearance. Well, for those of you out there saying, I want the Hot Rods to get back to the playoffs, and maybe they'll actually win a game in 2013. You remember the Hot Rods in 2011 and 2012 were both swept in the first round. Good things should be coming to Bowling Green in 2013. You may remember, you may recollect, if you follow the Rays system or minor league baseball, the level directly under Bowling Green, the New York Penn League, Hudson Valley Renegades is the feeder team, and one of the feeder teams more or less here in Bowling Green. They won the New York Penn League championship for the first time in quite some time last season, led by that stellar pitching staff of Taylor Guerreri, Jeff Ames, and most of those guys should report to Bowling Green. So you remember the Lansing Lugnuts from 2012, a stellar pitching staff. Well, most of those players were on a team that won the title the year before, and that's exactly what the Hot Rods will feature in 2013. If the Rays are going to continue their trend of being patient with young arms like they have done in the past with Matt Moore, Enny Romero, Felipe Rivero, then Taylor Guerreri should be here in Bowling Green in 2013, and maybe, just maybe, your opening day starter up in South Bend, Indiana in early April. So you still never know. At this level of minor league baseball, low Class A, it's still tough to tell and tough to project rosters, especially in January. But this roster should possess a very stellar pitching staff as some of those players move up the ranks. Some of the late additions in 2012, like Ben Klein, Willie Argo, Nick Sawyer, Jason Wilson, they might be making plans to be back in Bowling Green in 2013. Still way too early to tell. You never know how spring training is going to, I guess, have all of the pieces fall into place. Once the major league roster is set in spring training, it trickles on down to AAA, AA, High A, and then down here into Low A. The Rays have yet to name whom the Hot Rods might be expecting on their field staff in 2013. Brady Williams, the all-time winningest manager in Hot Rods history, has spent the last 3 seasons here, so the Rays have not yet made it official whether Brady will be back or whether the Hot Rods will be welcoming in their 3rd manager in history. Obviously, the Hot Rods starting their 5th season of baseball here in 2013. The manager of Hudson Valley last year, the New York Penn League champions, was Jared Sandberg. And so Brady Williams, coming up from Hudson Valley several years ago, he seems to be the likely choice if Brady Williams does move on up to a higher position within the Rays ranks. So we decided to talk a little baseball for you this week, Hot Rods fans, something that you may not get in late January. Pitchers and catchers report in February, and then spring training down in Florida for the majors and the minors begins shortly thereafter. Be sure to check out the Hot Rods Report this week, where you can learn about everything that's going on here at 300 8th Avenue down in downtown Bowling Green, Kentucky. Sign up for your Valentine's Day packages if you want Hot Rods mascots Axel or Roscoe to surprise your significant other this year. please feel free to do that. Sign up for some company picnics out here at the ballpark. Our hospitality areas are filling up fast, and be sure schools out there that you're signing up for those Education Day games. We have 4 on the schedule for this school year in 2013, so be sure to sign up for that. If you have any questions for us or you need to keep track of what's going on at Bowling Green Ballpark, please feel free to head to bghotrods.com or follow us on our social media platforms, facebook.com/bghotrods, and of course on Twitter @bghotrods. I'm Hank First for another edition of this tune-up, and we'll see you next week right here at Bowling Green Ballpark.